Hey everybody, welcome back to Life Barbells and BS. And I'm Claudia.
Chris?
So tonight's going to be a little edgy, so to speak. I like
Maybe.
Yeah. Edgy?
It could get out of hand.
It could get a little, yeah.
It depends on you.
Okay, anybody under the age of what should not be in the room?
21?
There you go. Okay, so we were talking with some people at the gym, and the question came up because it was myself and another woman, and it was you and another gentleman, and
I was just trying to eat.
yes, I know, so was I, but
Yeah. They
were participating.
doing
They were
their
forcing us to participate,
Right.
and talking about body structure, mostly female body structure.
Oh, yeah.
And I got an education. I'm just going to say that. I got an education. Okay, so you were talking. Were you there?
My brain is not functioning. Maybe because some of the stuff I try
Were
to
you
like
there?
I like to tune it out because it's like too much. So remind me. Well,
Okay,
because
so we
I'll
were
remember
talking
as soon as you say
about.
something.
You said okay. So you were talking about how some men kind of when their preference to some of the gym attire that shows off certain things about. We're going to say men to women,
Right.
heterosexual men. Okay, we're going to start with that first of all. These are men that are attracted to women.
We're not being very inclusive.
So
It's not
I got to try that
It's not
all the
politic-
time.
it's
It
not
works.
Politically correct to just say heterosexual men. That's okay. So we're being specific.
Yes. So being okay. So the things that they zero in on visually. You
Yeah.
said some men are more of a butt guy.
Yeah, it's that same conversation that keeps coming up because this one individual kind of obsesses over it on a daily basis. So he has to bring it up all the time.
He. Okay.
Yeah,
'cause
he,
there was-
not she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's trying to get you. You said you got an education, but he was trying to explain to you guys
Why?
why. Yeah.
Like what? Yeah. And that it wasn't so much because I thought it would be whatever's showing the most. That's what if you have boobs hanging out, you guys are gonna be obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Do you know? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh God, I can't do this.
I don't know if you're going to go there
I can't
yet.
do this.
Let's warm up a little bit more first.
Yeah.
Because we did mention the thing about the attire in the gym has gotten to a point where women are virtually the contouring of the attire.
What it accentuates.
What it accentuates is almost like the women are naked with a layer of fabric on top.
To make it acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And how we have become so desensitized
Right.
to it because we see it everywhere. It's not just in the gym, it's at the grocery store. I mean, it's on social media everywhere.
Right.
So do you think it's as shocking anymore?
No.
Okay.
No, we have become desensitized to it, and that's why I ask you the question. So, the question was, so I'm going through, and I know this is going to make me sound old. It's fine. You're going
Or
through
maybe
social media.
classy.
Well, that was the other question.
Okay.
And maybe we go and ask that questions because
Right.
3 terms: 1 applying to men, and 2 applying to women. So men is chivalry dead. We know that it still exists, but it's
Some,
more rare.
It is, yeah.
Okay. With women, the word modesty.
Okay,
And-
now describe what your idea of modest is. I'm going, and
I'm not-
here's what
yeah.
we're going to say. I'm going to just say this: keep it to clothing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not talking about Amish. I'm not saying You know, I'm not talking about dresses below the ankle. I'm not. That's not what we're not talking about.
So no high collar.
Right. Is maybe, and I don't know if there's any clear way to define this, but could one possible way be that the clothes that I wear absolutely leave nothing to the imagination? Does that show a complete lack of modesty?
Yes.
And does it even matter? Does anybody care? Or have we become so desensitized? Are the only people that care are what I'm considered now a boomer, the old folks? Are we the only ones that care?
Well, because maybe we, you had mentioned something prior to camera about 30 years ago. Well, there wasn't cell phones with cameras and everything 30
Right.
years ago.
That was
they
the
were
question.
not like they are today, taking video and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So, and there wasn't putting stuff out on social. I don't even think Facebook was around then. I don't think Facebook
No.
was around 30 years ago. So,
So here was the question, because that's what you're alluding to.
okay.
If that whatever pose that is, so if I can look on social media every day and there is a female there and there's whatever pose that is with one leg behind the other one, turned over the shoulder,
turn,
and a
yeah.
selfie of their butt.
Yes,
Right.
which is like the what I call the infamous pose. But go ahead.
Infamous pose. So what that says is, hey world, look at my ass.
Yes, and like we had said,
Right.
it's not just hey to your friends,
Right.
to your
The world.
neighborhood. It's literally worldwide.
Right.
And doesn't go away.
All right. So that brings us back to what have we become desensitized to? Because can you imagine 30 years ago, woman gets dressed, goes about her day, goes to work, and every time she walks into a room, she turns around and says, hey, everybody, look at my ass. That
Yeah,
seems
that didn't
ridiculous.
happen.
That
Right,
seems
right.
ridiculous to it, right? Nobody would have ever done that.
No.
So times have changed to such an extent that now it is totally socially acceptable for everyday millions of people on a daily basis to say, hey, world, look at my ass. And tell
Yes.
me how beautiful, tell me how hot, put the fire emojis, validate me, and make me feel wonderful about myself every single day.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
Well, I mean, like, and most people would say, if you don't like it, don't look.
True.
Okay.
But now do we have a choice? Do
No,
you
I
have
mean, it's all over. It pops up on my feed somehow.
Right.
Now, I say this, and I'm going to say this not just women, but even men. And I see this a lot with worldwide male trainers. Every one of them takes a picture with his shirt off.
Sure.
Why is that? Don't get me wrong. They look great.
Yeah.
They do. And their hard work shows. But I can see your hard work when your shirt's on. I can, you know what I'm saying? They always take a picture with their shirt off. Do they think that you can't? Is that a marketing tool?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
I think
I mean,
so.
I'm seriously asking you, is it a marketing tool
Well, of
for
course.
these guy trainers? Are they trying to get men or are they trying to get women?
Okay, so it absolutely is a marketing tool, because if you can take an individual, whether it be a guy who's just in ridiculous shape, I mean, we know the ones that are kind of set apart. These
Right.
guys are just look like Greek gods, and their whole platform is doing nothing but posting pictures of themselves with a shirt off, and they'll have 1 million followers, or 2 million, or 5 million, and it's the same thing with the women. So their Instagram page will be nothing but pictures of them with butt shots, working out, squats, thrust, the infamous pose. So they're literally now making a living, because once you get to a certain level, now you get monetized by your butt is now monetized. So so again, we're just kind of posing the question. It's the same thing with the platform that a lot of people are steering toward to earn a living. We won't say the name.
That you pay for?
It's like, hey, it's the ability to make money, and it's my body, it's my
My
whatever,
choice,
my
whatever,
choice.
yeah.
I can do what I want to do. But here's the question for you. I promised my son, who's 12, he turns 13 this summer, that this was the summer that I would start taking him in the gym and training him. As a parent,
He's going to get quite an education.
so as a female, in general, do these females care
No.
whether there's a 13-year-old boy or a 15 or 16 or 17, whatever?
Well, it depends. I mean, how old are they? I mean, if they're in their 40s, well, I'll be honest. No, they don't care.
So is that a problem?
Yes.
Does it give us a kind of a glimpse into how far we have,
And
do I
how,
use the word degraded as a society?
right, and how is your son at some point down the line, if he sees it very often, how is he going to view women?
Right. How
No
is
matter
he-
how much you parent him or teach him this and that, what he sees is, wait, Dad's saying this, but all around me and on my phone and everywhere I look, it's this way.
And not all, like we never can
No,
make
I
a
don't say
general,
all.
never make a general statement, but for the most part, would you say that a lot of these women would be against men objectifying them?
Oh, absolutely.
Why are you objectifying me? So now what's happening is now I'm exposing my 13-year-old to an environment where modesty doesn't exist. It's virtually naked women with a layer of fabric on top. And now he becomes desensitized
Yes.
over time. And those expectations. What are his expectations moving forward?
Right.
You know, all those things. This is, and look, this is a
It,
very
it all kind of
deep,
goes hand in hand.
it's a very deep, because you're the one that discussed the thing where the clothing, it keeps going, no pun intended, up a notch. So
I mean, here,
it's become a normal thing to accentuate progressively more areas of the body.
yes.
I'm trying to get around this, whereas now it's gone to, do we still call them yoga pants? Yoga pants that are designed to go completely up your butt. Got it.
And
Now-
camel toe.
She said it.
I did.
You did it.
Do you know you can buy that?
Yeah.
Buy camel toe. You can buy it. To emphasize. But you had mentioned, and this other gentleman, that guys don't even look
No.
at that.
Absolutely
They're like,
not. That is the, and look, I can't speak for all men. I wish that I could speak for
yeah,
all
but
men.
you hear enough conversations from men.
In general, there is nothing attractive about that by any man that I've,
And
that I
here's the
know
thing, that's
or
where
I've
I
talked
got
to.
the education, because I was surprised hearing that. I thought for sure that would be like, wow,
Absolutely
because
absolutely
so Manny, you
not.
say the same thing. No.
Manny agrees.
Okay. Because it's showing, and here's why I thought. Okay, but yet when boobs and butt are accentuated, you guys are like beep 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 beep. But if that is, why is that so I'm trying to understand. I am not for
Okay.
it showing. I think it looks nasty.
Okay. All right.
But
look,
sometimes I think some of these women, that they don't look in the mirror before they come to the gym. It's like, did you not look at yourself before you came into the gym to see that
Okay. So
that could be a problem?
let me see if I can shed some light on this. We talked about desensitization. So let's look at this. The yoga pants up the butt is not as shocking as you would think it would be, because we've also been desensitized over time, because thong bikinis were in 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So that going to the beach and seeing that type of body, it was, so we see it in the gym, and it's still like, has this become a thing? Wow. But But the other part, no. That is not something that has been any type of norm, unless it was somebody who just doesn't know how to dress or is not conscious of
it showing.
I'm not a
Yeah.
woman, so
Well,
Yeah.
and I'm okay. So I'm going to speak for women. It can be a possibility of that happening wearing certain type of clothing. So you take care of that prior to heading out of your house. Do you know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing. If you dress in a way that you know, if you're honest with yourself, because that's a theme that keeps coming back around, is quit lying to yourself.
Right,
So
yeah.
if I get dressed and I look at myself in the mirror and I snap my little infamous selfie of my butt and I say, man, I'm feeling myself today, right? You know 100% that you're going to be objectified. There are men in the gym who are going to look at you. They're going to stare at you. They're going to talk about you. Let's just go ahead and get that out there. And you know it. If you're honest with yourself, you know that's going to happen. So that it leads me back to, is that the type of man that you want to attract? Or do you because women, you just said chivalry's dead. Well, I want the respectful
No, I
man.
said I asked if it was dead.
Well, we know
Yes.
it's becoming more rare.
Very,
Right.
yes.
Okay. So I want a man who's chivalrous. I want a man who's respectful. I want a man who will honor me. I want a man, whatever the case may be. Well, the men that you're attracting and the ones that are going to hit on you based on the fact that you set yourself up to be objectified do not fit the model of the chivalrous man. So now we're in this vicious cycle, right? So it doesn't matter. It's all about this empty, no modesty, no class, hookup culture. Hey,
Yeah.
and we're going, yeah. And I know people 20 years younger than me,
Well, to them.
other than my wife, because my wife she is real big on modesty.
And they're,
Leave something to the imagination.
yes.
Yes. And I know there's something to be, being proud of what you look like. I get that.
I remember man had told me a long time ago that a woman wearing a bikini is sexier than seeing her naked because it leaves them wondering what's under that. Does that make sense?
Well, I get that.
You know what I mean? Like the intrigue is there.
Yeah, but a bikini, there's... Okay, let me go. And this is me.
I mean, I'm not a man. I don't know what y'all thinking. I can't figure you out.
All
I don't know
men-
if I want to try and figure you all out.
No, it's not.
It's too complicated.
It's useless.
It makes my head hurt.
Right. And ditto.
Probably likewise.
Right. Okay, so personal. So lingerie. Right. Expensive, whatever. So there's some men that really like lingerie. But there's some men that say, I would rather see my wife in one of my T-shirts. Because that's
Yeah.
leaving something. You see what I'm saying? Every man has his preference of
Okay.
what's sexy or what's this or what's that. But
Okay.
out in public, I think that's the thing. Because a bikini doesn't leave a whole lot to the imagination.
No, but
Yeah.
it covers enough
Now, a
To-
bikini with one of those
sarongs.
sarong things that put now we're getting something. But what are we doing? We're creating mystery.
Right.
Right. And it's not a matter of whether it's right or wrong. It's a matter of personal preference. Everybody has the right to do what they want to do. But the question is, how far have we sank?
Well, sunken is a word.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Okay. As a society, because now what we consider normal and acceptable is no longer what it was 30 years ago. And going back to those words like class and modesty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see it a lot with, or I hear it a lot anyway with single women that how, I guess because of how our society is today with that
Desensitization.
say it.
We needed a desensitization.
Yeah. All right. Of, men, how they're looking at women now.
Yeah.
So, and they're single women. So they're, some are on dating apps. I know some women that are on dating apps. But, hey, teach your own. And they're realizing that these guys are not, they're, it's almost like, they're just here, for the hookup. It almost like, it seems like society has changed. You know what I'm saying? Like men aren't how they used to be.
No.
And they aren't viewing women as like this respectable prize anymore.
Well put.
And they're, because of the things, because women have seemed to, I'm not saying all, and please, and I'm not trying to date myself, so to speak, but it seems like that women have lowered their standards of themselves. So if you lower the standard of yourself, why would anybody else have high standard thinking of you or treat you with high standard?
You attract who you are.
Yeah, and it could be who you portray. Maybe you aren't, but you're putting it out there that you are. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say, oh, well, you dress a certain way, so you're XYZ.
No.
That is, God, take that off the table. But if you are, and I don't want it to sound like that's what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because there's, I see it with men. Some of the attire that they wear, and it's, what we women, we know based off of what they're wearing and how they act, why they're there. Does that make sense? Yeah. They're there as like it's like a pickup spot,
Yeah.
and when I say what they're wearing, because like it's kind of like the girls in a sense, not in a sport bra thing, obviously, but
Shorts keep getting shorter.
shorts are getting shorter. Shorts are getting ripped up to the point where they're next to nil.
It's medium.
Yeah.
The tight shirt doesn't make you look bigger; it makes you look smaller.
Well,
I wish men would understand that.
Well, I'm not saying just the tight shirt, but the shirt that has like just a few threads holding it together.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they'd, hey, you look great, but it's not something that I would say, yeah, I'd want to bring that home to my family.
Well, and that's what there's enough conversations, and look, and again, maybe you use the term dating ourselves.
And this podcast is probably going to be very controversial, very much so.
I'm sure it will be.
I don't mind. I'm putting my thought out there. I'm putting my opinion out there. You're putting your opinion out there, and everybody's got their own opinion.
Yeah.
So whatever, it is what it is. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but it's just how I see it, and.
Well, I think the thing, and look, we work in this environment that is, what's the term? Hedonistic. It can be a dark place. The whole environment has been sexualized. Right? Mm-hmm. It's been sexualized by the attire. It's been sexualized by the conversation. It's been sexualized by the internet, social media, and it's the whole fitness world is sexualized.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when we talk about these conversations that take place, because we've alluded to that several times about these conversations. When you spend 8-10 hours a day in a gym, you're constantly hearing conversations. So let's take, out of all of these conversations, how many of these conversations are taking place between married men?
You mean like a group of them?
Yeah, most. I'll just go ahead and put it out there. Most of these men are married. Now, you said this last podcast. You were talking about Aline, my wife. Look, she knows where you work. She knows you're a man. She understands but there is a line.
Yeah.
The line says, yes, that's an attractive woman. Aline could say, yes, that's an attractive man. But once you take that conversation to the next level, I wonder what it's like to see this. I wonder what it's like to do this. I wonder what this woman's like here, there, bed. Once you go there, and I'm saying this to married men, and we're not doing marriage counseling, but there's this phrase that I've used for years. Whatever you honor, you attract. Whatever you dishonor will exit your life. So when you open your mouth and you choose to go the extra mile in talking about these women, you're dishonoring your wife by doing that, right? Because if she could eavesdrop on that conversation, she would not be very happy, no matter how cool you think she is, right? So if
it's something you can't say around her?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how dare a man ever say, well, she dressed that way, therefore she forced me to have that conversation? No. No.
No.
So we're not blaming women. We're not saying women are the cause of this because they dress this way. We're posing a question. Have we decreased our standards to the detriment of families, children, whatever, because we have loosened up these standards so much that the modesty and class have completely disappeared? It's a question. They can probably tell where we stand on the issue, but we'd like to hear it because we're always up for
Debate.
Yeah, different viewpoints. We know
Absolutely.
that a college kid's probably going to disagree with us.
And rightfully so, in the sense of they grew up in this environment.
Yeah.
So it's not anything, whereas we didn't. So we're seeing both ends. You know, we saw what it was like 30 years ago compared to today, and how vastly different. And yet, you know, I mean, I know when I was up in Pennsylvania, you know, the gyms that I went to, one in particular, you know, it was a meathead serious gym, you know, old equipment. It was like a warehouse. There was no AC in the summertime. It was just these big fans in the corner that were up on the, you know, and it was a sweat box. And there was, you know, people went in. This is no joke. People went in, they worked out, they left. There wasn't guys, women, and it was mostly men back then, but they weren't standing around just jaw jacking like they do, you know, like I see now. There wasn't anybody. They did have a desk there. There wasn't people lined up just sitting around gossiping and, you know, oogling at whoever's in the gym and this and that. Women didn't come in. You know, they were in T-shirts, shorts, sweatpants in the wintertime, whatever, you know, tank tops or whatever. Like, you know, you didn't have your midriff, you know, and your boobs hanging out. There was none of that. Yeah. There was none of that. You came in, you trained, you left. Yeah. And, you know, it was a very different, I don't know, different time. Kind of miss it.
It just hit me when you were talking. Something you said triggered it. You know, sometimes women, you know, a lot of the conversation has been about women and how they dress, but in a lot of ways, women get a bad rap in multiple areas.
Yeah.
One of the areas they say women are always gossiping Women are always starting rumors, and they're just sitting around a bunch of women talking all the time. Let me tell you something.
I worked in a male environment.
I have never in my life, if you want to go to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, you will find a congregation
Of men.
of burly men, and a lot of them, doing one set of exercises per 15 minutes.
The sedentary workout.
The other 14 minutes are spent yapping their gums about anything and everything, talking about him, talking about her. What did he do? What did you hear this? Did you hear that? Oh my gosh.
My accomplishments when I was 10 years old.
Oh,
Yes.
it is unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so women need to get a break on that whole women are
No, I'll be honest. Women, when it comes to gossiping like that, no.
I don't ever see women gathered around a counter,
Never. Never.
but I see men every single day just yapping their gums until the cows come home.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And not for 5-10 minutes. I mean, they'll be there for over an hour.
Oh,
Hour and a half.
yeah.
I said, the other
And then it's
day-
like, hey, Chris, how do I get big? Well,
Not
shut
doing
up.
that.
Shut up and work out.
Yeah.
That would be a start. How do I get as big as you? What do I need to do? Shut up. Quit talking
Yeah.
and lift something.
Yeah. And I don't know how we came about to the, like I said, we were just talking in general. It was not on the gym floor. It was out of the way. It was in the trainer office. We were just kind of, talking about different things to wear at the gym. And then, as you know, conversations just kind of go in all different directions. And that's how it kind of came up, and, about how we just, it's just crazy anymore how, and it's not just, it's all ages.
Yeah.
I'm seeing young
Oh, yeah.
girls coming in, young,
Yeah.
12, 13.
And I just thought about an opposing argument to what we've been saying. So let's just say that there's somebody listening to this and they heard me talk about Caleb and bringing him to the gym. Okay, well, if you were a better parent,
What,
then
you wouldn't bring him to the gym?
You would parent him so he didn't become, so they're going to put it back on the parent.
Of course.
Okay. So if my son is distracted by you and how you dress, and would go, and I felt like he would go down a road of objectifying your type of woman, so then that means that the most effective form of parenting I can give him, and see how this feels when I say this. So this person is giving this counter argument. The most effective form of parenting I can give my son, when you grow up and you meet women and you're looking for that person, that special someone that you want to spend time with, date, whatever the case may be, you're looking for these attributes, you're looking for all these things, do the opposite of her.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It might be harder to find, but that's that treasure that you were talking about.
Yeah.
That rare treasure of women who do respect themselves, that have modesty, that have class. Just saying.
Yeah.
So thank you, the fake person who gave the opposing argument, for a parenting tip, because now I know.
And it is, and here's the thing. I was with my son. Now this was, my son's 19. So he was 17, almost 18, or he was barely 18 at the time. So he was an adult. And we were getting new cell phones. And we were out at the cell phone store. And in walks this woman in gym attire. And it was like something you'd wear to the beach. I remember my son, his eyes went, And I got his head and I turned his head away. I said, and that was it. That's all it took. I mean, not that, I mean, you know, I can't do much at that point. You know, it is what it is. They put it out there. It caught my attention, and I'm not attracted to women. And it caught my attention. Like the, oh my God, attention.
Yeah.
I don't, and maybe it's something I don't have as far as that kind of body confidence. Is it lack of body confidence, maybe? Or is it lack of modesty? I don't know.
For the most part, is it overconfidence?
Maybe. I don't have that.
Yeah.
I would be way too self-conscious.
And for people who like are listening to this that think we're just horrible people and think we're dinosaurs.
Oh, that's fine.
We won't be around that much longer because, you know, we're dying out. There aren't many of us left. You know, just one more generation, we're gone. And then you'll all be left with just a cesspool of...
Camel toe. I'm sorry, I had
That
to
would
say
have
that.
been a great button. But man, he pushed a button. Oh my God. We have new stuff.
Yeah. Manny's playing with toys.
Yeah, he's playing with-
Anyway, hey, do you?
yeah.
You know, I mean, it's
Do your
just,
thing.
I look at it this way. Just don't, keep your standards high of yourself. So other people, and, you know, if you are, you know, expecting others to do the same, I guess, or wanting others to do the same about you, you know, to think of
Yeah.
you in high regard.
Right.
You know, and it's kind of hard to see someone like that if, you know, they're standing there in front of you having a conversation, male or female, and, you know, from the neck down, there leaves nothing to the imagination.
Sure. You know, and we need to. I know we need to wrap this up, but here's the thing. What do you hear all the time? Don't judge. Don't judge.
No,
Don't
not judge their personality.
Yeah, let's
No.
clarify that for a minute because
Yeah.
I've dealt with this a lot. There's no possible way that we can judge your heart. We can't judge your intention. We can't judge why you dress like you dress. We can't judge what you're trying to achieve by dressing. We cannot, there's no way we can know that, so we're not judging that. What we can judge is actions. We can judge evidence that places you into a category. If your actions, your appearance are flamboyant, whatever it is, make no mistake, and this isn't we. Just understand that there are 100 people in the same room as you, and they're going to perceive you and put you into a box. It's going to happen. So if you don't mind being in the box, then be in the box.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Like guys with ILS.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be, you know, the whole thing is
You wanna
don't be
be-
that guy.
If you want to be an ass,
Yeah.
and you're going to act like an ass, you're going to get treated like an ass, and everyone's going to think you're an ass.
Yeah, if you want to be 6 foot tall and 200 pounds and skinny as a rail and walking around like you can't fit through a door, that's on you. Do your thing. But make no mistake.
When people classify you a certain way, also make no mistake on that one either. Because they're going to put you in that box,
Yeah.
and I wonder what box we're in.
Oh, meathead, know-it-alls.
What have you heard people say about me? Put it out.
Oh, you don't want to hear it.
Oh, yes, I do. Oh, come on.
That was just nothing. No, I mean, I was kidding.
I wasn't.
No, but I'm telling you, the only things I hear about Claudia is that she's huge. She's jacked.
Oh,
I mean, I don't.
okay.
Yeah, really. There's.
Well, I hear the same thing about you too. So that's boring.
That's all we got. We're just walking empty shells of just muscles with
No brain.
no brain. Yeah, that's it.
That's all right. I'll take it.
Whatever.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's our
Hey,
box.
That's our box. If you don't want to be put in the box, then quit lifting weights and shrivel up and go eat a Ding Dongs and Ben and Jerry's and whatever. Whatever.
All right, before we close it out, what is the one food that you wish you could eat every day and it not affect your physique at all? Okay, let me make it
Cheeseburgers.
easy. That's it?
Yeah. I love, like good cheeseburgers. Like not McDonald's.
From where?
Like Five Guys or
Okay.
Red Robin. I like those gourmet cheeseburgers. Like
On
this, like I'd
dripping
like to
with grease.
Yeah, I want to go all over the country and those, drive-ins, diners and dives, and go to those places where you just on the search for that perfect, massive cheeseburger. Yeah,
Okay.
like Guy Fieri does. Yeah. I could probably eat cheeseburgers.
All right, give me another food. That was boring.
What else is there? All
What do
right,
you mean, what else is there?
Shrimp and grits.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's one of my favorites.
Huh.
Cheesecake.
Yeah, that's a good one. French cheesecake. The creamier cheesecake, not the New York style.
Oh, yeah.
I like New York style, but the French cheesecake is better. Yeah. Donuts.
Donuts make me sick.
Krispy Kreme. I could kill like 4 boxes
Yeah.
and feel like I've had a half of one.
I'll be sick of it. Oh. Yeah.
Pizza. Pasta. Pasta. I love pasta. I grew up on pasta.
Yeah, I could take or leave it.
Pasta?
Yeah.
No, I like okay. I grew up on pasta, so big bowl. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Was this wasn't as bad as I thought,
You never know.
except for camel toe.
That was your thing. You blurted it out. Hey, we deal with real
I was
life,
really shocked. That
real
really
life
surprised me.
issues.
I mean, when I mean surprised, I'm talking like blown away, surprised.
I mean, that would be like some dude taking his shorts and pulling them up, and that would, and so as a woman, you'd be like, "Ah, that's hot." No, you'd be like, "Dude, what is wrong with you? Nobody wants to see that." Am I right?
Wait a minute. How much can I see?
I mean, you could see, like, oh, nobody wants to see that. That's just,
Anyway.
yeah.
Anyway. All right, we are wrapping this up for real. All right.
Might get canceled.
No, we're not. All right. So,
We could get offensive language. Because you said camel toe.
that's not a
You never know. I don't know what the
Yeah.
YouTube rules are. There might be somebody out there.
Okay.
Yeah,
See, we can say
We have
that.
to put a disclaimer. Yeah.
Okay. Anywho. All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. I had a good time with that one. Anyway,
Thank you.
till
to
next time, thank you,
Yeah.
Southern Oaks.
Yeah,
thank
thanks.
you, Manny Frankenstein. All right. Take it away. Oh, dear. He's not here. He's not here. I don't know where he's been all
here.
night.
Smash the like button. Oh my God.
Oh my
Bye,
Lord.
everybody.
Have a good night.